Has the Wagner Group been left high and dry? The leader of the Russian mercenary group has been making headlines recently due to their leader Yevgeny Prigozhin's plea for ammunition. In this video, we will delve deeper into the situation, including the power struggles between Wagner and the Russian government, the ongoing battles in Bakhmut. We will also explore the potential threats posed by Russia's increased military activity near the Bryansk and Kursk regions. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the leader of the Russian mercenary group Wagner, confidently stated that his forces have advanced towards the center of Bakhmut, a crucial frontline city in Ukraine. In a video posted on Telegram over the weekend, Prigozhin can be seen standing on the top of a building in the city, fully dressed in military gear, and pointing towards the town administration building located in the distance. According to Prigozhin, the town administration building marks the very center of the city and is only 1,200 meters away from his position. The sound of artillery in the background of the video intensifies the gravity of the fighting taking place in the area. Prigozhin stresses that his forces require further ammunition from the Russian army to sustain their advance. Yevgeny Prigozhin is known to be an ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin. However, he has recently found himself embroiled in a power struggle with the Russian Defense Ministry. Prigozhin has been publicly critical of Russia's top military brass, claiming that his own forces have achieved greater success on the battlefield than the Russian army. According to Prigozhin, the Wagner Group has not been receiving sufficient ammunition to continue fighting effectively. He has stated that the group requires a staggering 10,000 tons of ammunition each month to sustain its operations. Although Prigozhin later announced that ammunition to Wagner had resumed, his recent message implies that the situation has not improved that much. He stated that he can now only ask for more supplies through the media, and that he most likely will do just that. His plea for ammunition has shed light on the ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine, where Wagner mercenaries are known to operate. The group, which is believed to have links to the Russian government, has been accused of committing numerous human rights abuse in conflict zones around the world. Prigozhin's public request for ammunition has also shown the complex relationship between the Russian government and private military contractors like Wagner. Although the Russian government denies any involvement with the group, many experts believe that Wagner operates with the tactical support of the Kremlin. Regarding the potential consequences of the Wagner Group not receiving sufficient ammunition, it could severely hamper their ability to continue their offensive towards Bakhmut. Without adequate supplies, they may not be able to sustain their progress or defend their positions against counterattacks from the Ukrainian military. This could lead to a stalemate or even reversal of their gains, depending on the strength of the Ukrainian forces in the area. If the Wagner Group is unable to secure control of Bakhmut, it could be a significant setback for Russia's efforts in the conflict, as the city is strategically important due to its location on the front line and proximity to key transportation routes. With the intensified battles ongoing between the Russians and the Ukrainians, the tensions between Russia and Wagner Group are also on its rise. Last week, there was also reported that Prigozhin was being cut off from all government communication channels after publicly requesting the Ministry of Defense to supply his fighters. The following days, he posted a message on Telegram where he revealed that all special government phone lines in all of the offices and Wagner units were turned off, and his communication alternatives to the agencies responsible for making decisions were blocked. The Wagner Group has been leading offensives against several cities. The fighting in the Donetsk region has become the longest and bloodiest battle of Russia's year-long assault on Ukraine, with both sides suffering heavy losses. As we know from earlier, the Wagner Group has claimed earlier this week that its fighters had captured the eastern part of Bakhmut. Reports about a British intelligence update also confirming that the Russian forces have made significant progress. According to the assessment, the front line now runs through the city center, with river flowing between opposing forces. The ministry suggests that while the Wagner Group has made substantial gains, pushing ahead will be highly challenging. This is due to the destruction of key bridges over the river by Ukrainian forces and the deadly sniper fire emanating from fortified buildings to the west. The ministry's report paints a grim picture of the situation in Bakhmut. The thin strip of open ground in the city center, which is described as the killing zone, with Ukrainian snipers waiting, makes it impossible for the Wagner forces to progress further. At the same time, Ukrainian troops and supply lines in the city remains highly vulnerable to Russian attempts to outflank them from the north and south. Despite being outmatched and outgunned, the Ukrainian military is determined to hold its ground in Bakhmut. The commander of Ukraine's ground forces, Oleksandr Syrsky, recently stated that the fight for Bakhmut is necessary to buy time to prepare for a future counteroffensive. The real heroes now are the defenders who are holding the Eastern Front on their shoulders and inflicting the heaviest possible losses, sparing neither themselves nor the enemy. We have to buy time to build our reserves and further launch a counteroffensive, which is not far off, Syrsky said in a statement. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky delivered a striking update on the recent battles near the city of Bakhmut. According to Zelensky, the losses sustained by Russian troops in the Bakhmut sector represent a significant blow to their military capabilities. In less than a week, starting from March 6 TG, we managed to kill more than 1,100 enemy soldiers in the Bakhmut sector alone, he stated. This is Russia's irreversible loss, right there near Bakhmut. In addition to the fatalities, Zelensky reported that Russian forces had also sustained 1,500 sanitary losses. These are soldiers who have been wounded badly enough to be unable to continue fighting. The Ukrainian president went on to detail the destruction of dozens of pieces of enemy equipment and more than 10 Russian ammunition depots. These losses, if accurate, would represent a significant setback for the Russian military's efforts in the region. The Russian forces has also attacked other cities in the Donetsk Oblast region this weekend. On Saturday, a Russian shelling attack in Kherson resulted in the tragic loss of 3 innocent civilians, according to President Volodymyr Zelensky. He spoke out against the brutal terrorist attacks carried out by pro-Russian units, expressing his deep condolences to the families of the victims. The city of Kherson had been under Russian occupation for 8 long months before Ukraine regained control in November. Since then, Russian forces have been continuously shelling the area from across the Dnipro River, making it a challenging and dangerous place to live. As an update, we can inform you that the operational situation in Volyn, Polishia, Sivershkina, and Slobozhenskina directions has remained stable. However, in Republic of Belarus, the Russian Federation has continued to maintain a significant military presence, causing concerns for the region. It is worth noting that there has been no detection of the formation of offensive groups in the area. On the other hand, there has been an increase in military activity by Russia close to the Bryansk and Kursk regions. Although no offensive groups have been formed, Russia has been reinforcing its borders, which could suggest a potential threat to the safety and security of the region. Unfortunately, there have been recent reports of the enemy firing mortars and artillery at several areas in Kharkiv region, including Chervona Zoria, Kraz, Ohertsev, Kolodyaz, Krasy Novolinsk, and Kamianka. Such actions have caused severe damages and disruptions to the livelihood of the residents of these areas. It has also been reports of ongoing hostilities and military presence in bordering areas. In particular, the cities of Kupiansk and Lyman have been affected by the enemy's attempts to prevent Ukrainian troops from moving in other directions. Despite the occupiers' efforts to break through the defense of Ukrainian troops, their attempts have been unsuccessful. Reports suggest that the enemy has been firing artillery at 13 different settlements along the contact line in the Kharkiv and Luhansk regions. The Russian troops has also spread to Donetsk, where the cities of Dubrova, Rozdolivka, Spern, and Yehid have all been struck by enemy fire. These attacks have had devastating impact on the local communities, damaging buildings and infrastructure, and causing widespread fear and anxiety. Despite these challenges, Ukrainian troops remain steadfast in their defense of their country and its people. With support from their allies and a commitment to peace and stability, they will continue to resist Russia's aggression and work towards a brighter future. Thank you for watching, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any updates regarding the war in Ukraine.